Hi there everyone, today let's look how I made this wonderful crystal for my game. So at first add a cylinder, but reduce number of vertices to like 8 to have this nice shape, or even 6. How does it look like? Yes, maybe 6. Let's keep 8. Okay. Then I downscale the radius for, I don't know, 100, too small, 500. Okay. Now let's resize it in z-axis for the crystal. Maybe this size is correct. And now we have to cut this this direction and this direction on this one and made the part of the crystal. And before we jump into the sculpt mode, we have to apply this scale, so Ctrl 8 scale. Now we want to remesh it, but I recognize that in Blender 3.5 and higher it's remapped from Shift R to just R key. So hold R and downsize it to like 20 millimeters and press Ctrl R. Now we have it remeshed. Yes, like this. Then we need our left bar, so press T button, and I want to resize this panel to see the names of the brushes and go down below to the where is that line project, maybe. And now if you are holding, by the way, Alt and Shift and holding middle mouse button, you can snap the view to the sides. It's really handy. And now you can hold with this brush selected down, and everything which is on the gray side will be cutted. And when you press spacebar and hold it, you can move anywhere you want, and when you unpress spacebar, it's again start to move and rotate, not move. So unclick mouse. Poof. Nice one. And this way we're going to make the base shape of the crystal. Other thing is, when you want this gray area on the other side, you just simply drag not from the top to down, but from the bottom to up, like this. Whoa. And when you are satisfied with the shape of the top of the crystal, just jump back into the edit mode. Here you can see we have really dense mesh, and it's not really great for our game, so we have to reduce it. So jump back into object mode and let's add some modifiers. I want to see what I'm doing, so I want my wireframe overlay over this object. I have installed Hardops and box cutter, so I can use my Alt V menu and click here. But if you don't have these add-ons, just go there and click here wireframe. So click on this modifier tab and add modifier, and it will be, guess what, where is that, decimate. And now downscale the ratio down below until the silhouette of the crystal we're going to collapse. That's the point. Still too much, still too much. Now it looks nice. Now apply the modifier and clean the mesh a little bit more. Now go into edit mode, and we have to dissolve useless edges and vertices. I'm going to speed up this process. You can just watch it. You can check your mesh if you have or quads or triangles by clicking on it. Go to edit mode, unselect everything, and here click select. Select all by trait, faces by sides, and here you can set type by greater than, and you can see if you set it to 4, there is no sides with more than 4 vertices, so great. I also decided to resize it a little bit more, so press A, select all, S and Shift Z to resize it this way. Click, and now select the bottom edge and scale it down. Now we have this nice piece of our crystal. Also, when we have this bottom edge loop selected, press Shift S, cursor to select it, go to object mode, right click, set origin to 3D cursor, so we have origin down there, and then we can later animate it like this. Now I just simply press Alt and G to have it in the center of my grid, and now just simply copy, rotate this object and make the crystal more complicated. I'm again going to speed up this process, so just watch. In the end, it's just some simple cylinder, again with 8 vertices, a little bit upscale radius, and make the base from it. Now let's animate the crystal. At first open a new tab for our timeline and set the animation time. It would be quick, so I think 30 frames would be just enough. Now the goal is to animate one object and then transfer this animation to all other objects and move it in time. I will start with the middle one, and at first I want to set my finish state in the end of the animation. So let's go to the last frame, press I and scale. Now let's go back to the beginning, to the frame 1, and press S and 0 to scale it down to the 0. Now press I and scale, and as we press play, let's see, it's animating, right? But it seems a little bit boring, so I want to go there and overshoot the size and return it back to this state. So I want to jump into my graph editor, which is a nice shortcut, Control and Tab. And now we're in our graph editor, and if you press Control and middle mouse and you drag to the top, you can resize it so you can better see the shape of your graph. So let's look at the shape of our curve. It's S-curve. It means in this place it's 0, our scale, and in this place it's the maximum size, so it's going like, and this is maximum, this is the lower, but we want to resize it in maybe this moment to have it like this size. So the shape of the curve should be like this. Let's jump to the frame like 23 and now resize our crystal to like this overshoot. Press I and scale. And now we can see our shape of the graph is as I mentioned before. So let's play it how it looks like. It should be a little bit more maybe, so let's select all and move it like there. Let's play it again. Yes, it looks nice. Now we want to copy the animation to the all other objects. So let's select the one we have already animated and press Ctrl I to invert the selection, and then again with the shift select this one and press Ctrl L, link animation data. Now let's play it what it looks like. Now we can see it's animating in the same time all the parts of our crystal, which is not so nice. So let's update our animation a little bit more and polish it. So to make it more interesting, we want to, for example, this part of crystal, move our animation in this direction or this direction to make it happen before or after other animations. But as you can see, it's all linked in one, and if I move this animation, it moves all my animations, so we have to separate this. Now it starts to be a little complicated, but not so much. Just select the whole crystal and go to the object relations, single user, and press object animation. So we separate each animation to each object like this. And now if I select for this, for example this one, and move the animation here, you can see that it's going to happen after all other animations. So now I have to move all the animations in each object and move it randomly in the time. I want also randomize the duration of each animation, so I just want to scale it in this direction for each one. So I switch the pivot point to the 2D cursor, which is this thing, and I put it on the beginning of the animation each, and look at this one, and now it's going to be scaled in this point. So I press S and X axis. Now look at it. So and that's probably all. I want to maybe faster a little bit the animation, so I stop it, select all, and then I want to resize it a little bit there to have my 30 frames match. Yes, and that's it. I hope this was helpful. If not, just write me down below to comments what to improve in the next tutorial, or just tell me what you want to see in other tutorials, and like, subscribe, comment, you know the stuff. Goodbye. Have a nice day.